Lewis Hamilton was exposed in a surprising way. And this time, it wasn't by a rival or the press, but by the very head of Ferrari. Frédéric Vasseur decided to break the silence, and what he revealed about Hamilton's initial struggles with the red car is, at the very least, disturbing. It's not just about an underwhelming result at the race in Saudi Arabia. Vasseur laid bare some deep issues that are affecting the British driver's performance, from the unstable behavior of the SF25 model, to the difficulties with ground effect, and even how he is handling the direct comparison with Charles Leclerc. The revelation was direct and unfiltered. And that's where things get even more serious, because none of this was expected. Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari was supposed to mark a new era, the most successful driver of the current era joining the most traditional team in the sport. A moment that promised to be epic, but with only 4 rounds completed, cracks are already showing in this story. And if we take Vasseur's words into account, the problem may be deeper than anyone imagined. Before we dive into the details of Vasseur's statements and understand why this could completely shift the perception of this partnership, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and stay with us until the end because you'll want to catch every part of this story. And if you enjoy in-depth Formula One content, with analysis that goes beyond the obvious, check out our second channel linked in the description. Moving on. In Jeddah, Hamilton finished exactly where he started, in 7th place. And what's more alarming is that he crossed the finish line more than 30 seconds behind Leclerc, who, let's remember, was on the same race strategy. And while Hamilton described the race as horrible, what came afterward was even more striking. He didn't blame the car or the engineers. Instead, he pointed the finger at himself. He even joked that he needed a brain transplant to adapt to the SF25's behavior. But the situation gets more complex when we look at Vasseur's assessment. The Ferrari boss presented a technical and psychological analysis that changes the entire landscape. He explained that the data does not show massive differences between Hamilton and Leclerc. The telemetry reveals similar styles in braking and line. The problem, according to him, lies in how Hamilton interacts with this generation of cars, which heavily depend on ground effect. Hamilton built his career on aggressive driving, braking at the limit, attacking corners with conviction, relying on immediate feedback from the car. But with the current regulations, that style doesn't fit. These cars require smoother inputs, earlier braking, and refined control through corner transitions, all to maintain the aerodynamic seal of the floor. If that seal is lost, grip disappears completely. That's exactly why Leclerc, who has already adapted to this concept, has been more consistent. Hamilton, on the other hand, is still in the process of reprogramming his instincts. Every lap is a recalibration exercise. Every corner presents a new challenge. And even when he tries to push harder, the car responds poorly. Vasseur went even further in his observation. He pointed out that while Hamilton is struggling to extract precious tenths, Leclerc seems increasingly in tune with the machine. It's not about boldness or aggression, but harmony. Leclerc understands what the car needs and delivers it precisely. Hamilton, meanwhile, admitted to studying the data, watching onboard footage, trying everything, but still unable to close the gap. After the race in Saudi Arabia, he was clear. "I try everything, but the car just doesn't cooperate with us." And when asked about the upcoming race in Miami, he simply said it would be painful. That's the word that defines the season so far. Painful. Not complicated. Not frustrating. Painful. Now, let's touch on the political side of the issue, because it also carries significant weight. Ferrari brought in Hamilton with a clear goal: to lead, to inspire, to bring the added value of a world champion. But when the team's newer driver outshines the veteran, the balance of power starts to shift. It happens subtly, but it's real. Engineers begin to listen more to the one delivering results. Strategies begin to favor the more competitive driver, and the car's development starts leaning toward the style of the one reaching the podium. Right now, that driver is Charles Leclerc. Vasseur didn't accuse Hamilton of failing, but he made it clear that the car will not be redesigned to suit him. The adaptation must come from the driver. And the longer that takes, the more control slips from Hamilton's hands and into Leclerc's. That's where the drama intensifies. Because Hamilton didn't leave Mercedes just to play a supporting role. He went to Ferrari in search of a brand new chapter in his career. He wanted victories, the spotlight, a rebirth. But instead, he's facing a technical, emotional, and political crisis that could shape the course of the entire championship. And here lies the most delicate point of this entire discussion. If the ground effect regulations are truly the main obstacle, then the solution will only come with the next major rule change, which is set for 2026. That means 2 full seasons dealing with a concept that doesn't align with Hamilton's instincts. 2 seasons of pain, 2 seasons trying to fit into an aerodynamic structure that simply doesn't suit his style. And now we're entering the phase of the season where there's no room for excuses. Imola, Barcelona, and Silverstone are just around the corner. Classic circuits that expose any weakness. If a car is unbalanced, it will show. If a driver is out of sync, the stopwatch will make that painfully clear. And Ferrari is about to face that moment with a car that, so far, hasn't proven balanced for everyone. Hamilton is approaching a critical point. And not just in this season, but in his career as a whole. Because now, it's no longer about adaptation time. It's about performance under pressure. About delivering in a team that was built around a driving style that is very different from his. Leclerc is already integrated. He knows the limits, understands how to extract performance, and is proving race after race that the SF25 has flaws, but is far from an uncompetitive car. That's why Vasseur's words are so important. What he revealed isn't just about technical issues like understeer or tire degradation. It's something deeper. It's about expectations, standards, and how Ferrari operates when it bets everything on a superstar, and then realizes that maybe that superstar and the car speak different languages. This is where the story shifts. If Ferrari doesn't change its development direction, doesn't find a middle ground that allows Hamilton to compete on equal footing, it risks losing not only podiums, but the trust of the most high-profile signing of the last decade. And that's serious. Because now it's not just about the SF25. It's about identity. Hamilton didn't go to Maranello to run behind. He didn't leave a team where he was the center of attention to live in Leclerc's shadow. But the qualifying times, the race results, and even Vasseur's words suggest exactly that. And if nothing changes, the tension will grow. It will go from frustration to open conflict. We're not just seeing a rough patch. We're witnessing a clash of styles. A driver molded to race on the edge, facing a concept that demands calm, anticipation, and flow. It's almost symbolic. A legend having to rewrite his essence to remain competitive. This isn't just a transition. It's a reinvention. The question now is, how long will this partnership keep believing it's still possible? How long until the engineers follow only Leclerc's data? Until the updates cater to his driving style? Until the narrative becomes unavoidable, and Hamilton's transfer begins to be seen as a strategic mistake? And don't underestimate the power of perception. Formula One runs on results, but also on trust. Teams align with those who deliver, and right now, that driver isn't Hamilton. But if there's anyone who can turn this around, it's him. He's done it before, when no one believed, when he was cornered. And if he can do it again, this comeback could become one of the greatest stories in history. But the clock is ticking. The most demanding races are coming, and now, even Vasseur is saying out loud what was once only whispered behind the scenes. What do you think about all this? Did Vasseur's words make things harder or simply reveal what was already inevitable? Is Hamilton's adaptation just delayed, or did it never stand a real chance? Will Ferrari be able to balance the project to suit both drivers? Or is the internal split already underway? Drop your thoughts in the comment. We want to hear from you. And if you stuck with us this far, thank you. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications to follow everything from this 2025 season, which promises to be unforgettable. And don't forget to check out our second channel for more exclusive analysis, behind-the-scenes stories, and insights that go beyond the track. Because if you think you've seen it all, just wait to see what's still to come. Hamilton's story at Ferrari is just getting started.